what do you think caused like this increase in narcissism? You know, and maybe I'm sorry if you answered this already, but specifically, or what things? There's probably a number of things within the last, I don't know, 3-4 decades, or maybe even since the '60s. I'm sure probably it started since the
I
'60s.
think it is since the '60s.
Yeah.
You know, we could do 5 shows about this and never get to the bottom of it. The broad outlines of the answer, which are all I can give you, I
Mhm.
think,
Yeah.
are the combination of the the very comfortable material existence that became available to Americans in the post-World War II economic boom, the 1950s,
Hmm.
that standard of living that was
Mm.
higher than anyone on the world had ever seen
Yeah.
before. I think it made us soft. I think it made us complacent. I think we forgot that basic values matter: stable family structure,
Mm.
sexual modesty, reining in your hedonistic impulses, separating your private life from your public life. The sense, and particularly with the hippies, my parents' generation of the '60s, the sense of duty to country was completely laughed at.
Yeah.
There was no such thing as civic duty, no such thing as it's all the man trying to hold you down. And generation after generation, so we've got parenting that has become more and more neglectful, and now to the point of actually engendering neurosis and sometimes
Mm.
personality disorders in kids, refusing to let them grow up, doing everything for them, coddling them. Then they get
Mm.
into school and they're simultaneously psychologically abused by teachers who are trying to claim that the United States is nothing but a land of oppression.
Mm.
So they're telling the
Yeah.
students they're victims, but with some of the students, they're also telling them they're perpetrators. Try being a white boy in public
Yeah.
school right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's almost,
you know,
yeah, it's impossible. I
you
mean,
know,
or
Terrible.
yeah, it's
or
impossible.
a black boy. I mean, if you're a black kid in public school, first of all, you can get away with anything. You can hit anybody you want. You can scream at the teacher. You won't get expelled because people are afraid of being called racist. If you're a white kid in school, um, but both it's school has, what is the word I'm looking for? Demonized the state of being male so badly
Yes.
that young
Yes.
men, and it has nothing to do with race. It's just how young men, boys and men are. They really don't have a chance in public school. So
Not
I think all
anymore.
of these things are coming together to make this excess of narcissism.
Yeah, Christina
So,
Hoff Sommers wrote a book called "The War Against Boys." I think in maybe 1999 or something like that.
Yeah,
Around that time.
more than
She
20
mm,
talks
years
about it back
ago.
then, and like she foresaw this and saw what was going on with her sons. Yeah, I agree with you. I was going to mention, but then you kind of just mentioned it about the causes. I think a big part of it, yeah, is definitely the Marcusian leftist leaning thing where everybody's got to be an activist, which means you got to go against the white people, the male, straight people, whatever, America,
Yep.
that's
Western culture.
Gramsci.
So there's that, and
Yeah,
yeah,
that's Antonio Gramsci. Gramsci was
there's
the one who said
a
that.
number of
That
those guys,
yeah.
Paulo Freire, as James Lindsay was talking to us about, but also
Yeah,
like
Mhm.
you said
James
about
is right on about this.
what I was going to say is like what you were just brought up is like I think there's been an erosion of virtues. We used to teach kids virtues, right? And that was very useful. Being honest, being courageous, being dutiful, and then and also getting rid of civics classes. Like I don't know if we have that anymore. I'm sure some schools maybe
I
do,
haven't seen any.
but I didn't have civics classes, and I know they used to, where they teach you like, hey, how to be a good citizen is what you
I
do,
was at the very tail end of that. That was the very when I was in
right?
public
Because you're
school,
Gen
the
X, yeah,
very last gasp. Yeah.
I
yeah. I'm an
mean,
older millennial.
the thing
Yeah.
that bothers me is especially about the lack of civics. The lack of civics is that it proves how narcissism and this obsession with feelings has completely left the door wide open for people to not have a single clue as to the actual workings of their government.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
so anybody who's an elected official, that's why we always have seemingly the same exact kind of people who are running for office. Okay. These people can almost say, especially given the emotionally charged media ecosystem that the left currently enjoys, it's basically, well, the Constitution just says whatever the fuck I want it to be.
Mm.
It's just whatever I say, and
or you just abolish it.
yeah,
it.
or we do, or right, or you get some screaming, cotton ball head on the Breakfast Club here in New York talk about, well, I think we ought to just get rid of the Constitution altogether.
Good
like,
Lord.
like anything that was written before 1965, and I find that date very, very suspect. Well, anything that was written before 1965 was written by all white men, so we need to get rid of it. Never mind the fact that the 14th and 15th Amendment, which are the only reason why we're still not in the cotton fields in 2025, was written by old white men. So what? We're going to get rid of that? Oh, we're going to get rid of the Civil Rights the Civil Rights Act and all that.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that is what they want, and they will do it if we allow them to.
Right. Yeah.
They've already succeeded to a great degree.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, oh, that'll be coming no, they're already winning.
Already doing it.
They've been winning for years.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't there's nothing that's going to wake these people up except forceful pushback.